I saw that because I need to be walking the mall, and so I've been climbing. I was running away to join Greenpeace when I was 16. About maybe 15 months ago, I did a climbing thing after driving my friend's knuckle. And it was really good now for fucking working out there.
to the islands.
That's right, you sort of said on your one, right?
Yeah, so he'll probably need us after. I haven't heard from him yet. I spoke to him and he was on his way there. He said he'd just pop his head in and come here. Yeah. No, that's right, yeah. I guess this time of the year, everything's is back to normal. Did you wait here today?
No.
Okay. I've got one, thank
Okay, that's a massive kill. Oh, this is still hanging.
Israel.
Yeah, sure. One over it.
We will not be indoctrinated. We will not be manipulated. We will not comply. 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 You haven't been out on last. You put him last. If you can go, then you can put in your top three. Then leave the rest. That way the top three get there. That's the end.
That's right, 2 or 3 cans in that other two.
Actually, we only got on that So you're Russian then?
I just been following the topic for a long time. Been following him since February. Actually, wish I saw the video during lockdown. I
think everybody in the crowd raise the voice. We can just clear the path. Allow us to get through properly.
You know, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. But my man Dale and the peacekeepers, the peacemakers are trying to do that and keep the peace. Everyone do what they like. You know, I'm not going to be a tyrannical hypocrite here, but I'm going to go inside so we can come together, so the people can congregate. We can make our voices heard. We gotta remember the importance of sticking together. We know the enemy and the people of God and conquer. Saving the world was going to be easy, but we are built for the task. We are born for this. We were made for this. We were raised up for such a time as this to do what is right and to save the world from evil. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Alright, they've allowed us to unload the beds. Alright, so the beds will be unloaded, the barbecue's been unloaded. Let's just maybe get off the road, just for safety reasons, guys, no other reason. Just safety reasons, people were spilling on the roads, cars were driving past. Just come around, here they come. What we're going to do is we're going to put the beds here in front of the church that actually didn't want us to be here. They shut the gates on us. So here are the beds, we'll just put them in. Come around guys, come around, plenty of room, come around. Just whack them here guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A good deed done, thank you. Yeah, they're all coming, they're all coming. What I need to do is put this up. Will this hold? Alright, as you can see, this rally is a little bit different to some of the rallies we've had in the past. People are saying, well, where are the numbers? How come? You know, last year we had rallies with 100,000 people marching through Sydney. The numbers are not there. It doesn't mean that your presence here is not significant. It doesn't mean that it's not important. You've still made the effort to show up. And it's important that we continue to show up because while many people are able to return to work, there are still some industries which are mandated. Now, let's think about it. During the so-called pandemic, the government worshipped our healthcare workers, our frontline workers. Remember, people stood outside their homes at 6 p.m. There was this clapping going on. But now, they've obviously forgotten about them because they're still mandated. There are thousands of healthcare workers, frontline workers, fireys, paramedics, police officers, which still can't return to work. Now I'm fortunate, I'm a teacher, mandates were dropped, so I was able to return to work. But there are a lot of people that still come. There's also a lot of people that are feeling the effects of the hardship. People that lost their homes, people that lost their jobs, their businesses, their families. Effects that will be felt for these people that were coerced. They weren't given a choice, they were coerced, they were given an ultimatum. When someone says to you, oh, but you had the choice, no, they were given an ultimatum, they were coerced to get the needles, and they are feeling the effects of the needles now. They are sick, chronically sick, perpetually sick. Sadly, people have lost their lives. Children, this is not conspiracy theory. All you got to do is go onto the website, the Australian government website, all their website. It is on there. Hundreds of thousands adverse reactions. It's not an insignificant number. And what your presence does today, guys, what your presence does today is it shows that you still care. Now, I don't want to hear, oh, there's not many people here. People have become complacent. Yes, perhaps people have become complacent again. People have gone back to their normal lives. Mark my word, something will come up again. 12 months, 6 months, in 2 years. But one thing we know is that next time around they try it, we're not just going to sit back and watch Netflix and order Uber Eats. We will be boots on the ground like never seen before. We will. And the pedophiles, yes. And I tell this story all the time. When the police officer showed up at my door when I organised one of the first rallies, I said, why don't you go out and catch a pedophile, a murderer, a rapist, rather than wasting our time? Now, the way out of this, and it's been the same way all the time, mass non-compliance. Mass non-compliance. Peaceful disobedience and boots on the ground. Those three things will win this. It won it for us and it'll continue to win it for us. Now, I'm not saying we're victorious and that's it. Life is normal, we're going to go back and have a perfect world. No, far from it. But we know that as a community, we can come together and we can stand up to the tyranny. The tyranny. Now, this would have all been over in 48 hours, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if everyone just said no. Because this police force has only got, what, 20,000 police officers. There's 8 million of us in this state. All we had to do was say no. But they used mind games, manipulation, they scared people. And slowly people submitted. Now, there's a few people here that have come today to speak, and I'll call them up to speak. And all I want you guys to take away from this today, all I want you to take away from this today, do not underestimate the significance and the importance and the power of what you did today, what you did last week, a month ago, or any other rally that you show up to, or any other phone call that you make, petition that you sign, survey that you fill in, letter that you write to your local MPs, when you volunteer your time at polls. It all matters, it all contributes, it all adds up. But if you just say, oh, well, I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to bother because no one else is, then that's what digs us further into this mess. Now, we came here a week ago, we didn't even know we were going to have this rally, and all of a sudden throughout this week we've just seen bits of sprinkling of information, mask mandates again in hospitals, and COVID cases are rising. Jimmy Barnes cancelled his concert because of COVID and all this other nonsense. We didn't even know how this was going to go. And we were given a little bit of a hard time because we just wanted to bring in a barbecue and some beds. But I bet if this was a climate change march or a BLM march, they would have been on their knees, gates open, saying, sure, come on through. But you people, you stood up, and hey, look what we can do. So, There you are. Come on, Roland Crystal, former senior constable with the New South Wales Police. Roland Crystal.
You know, I get asked by a lot of people, is there any good news? Is there any hope? If you've got anything you can give, it's just, it seems people are just waiting for that little bit of good news. Louder? Seems like a lot of people, when they come up to me, they ask for just that little bit of good news. What hope is there? Now, if you're looking to the leaders of any movement for hope, then you're probably looking in the wrong place. Because as I've said all along, the hero resides within each and every one of us. And you prove that here by being here today. All right, I could be here talking on a microphone or Mac or Smoking Joe, but if there's nobody here, we don't have a rally. Now, it seems apparent to me that in our broader community, we're dealing with a couple of types of people. We're dealing with either pretenders or we're dealing with the ignorant. And now, ignorant is not a derogatory term. It just means a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
But that's what we're dealing with. Now, the pretenders are the ones who deep down know that the whole COVID narrative is a load of crap. But they don't want to stand out. They don't want to stand against it like you do. So they keep pretending. The hospitals keep putting on masks. Now, I went into a clinic the other day for a medical for a relative, and everyone was wearing a mask except me and the relative. And I look at them and I think, you know, you're pretending. So we're dealing with either pretenders or we're dealing with the ignorant. And the ignorant we're not going to reach. So people say to me, what can we do? Well, we spent a lot of time being proactive, where we tried to reach them with knowledge. But I kind of have a picture in my mind now, Thelma and Louise. And there's nothing stopping that car, unfortunately. So we're at a point now where proactive measures probably are almost, that window's almost shut. And Thelma and Louise, that car is leaping off that cliff. Nothing they do, nothing we do can stop that now, unless there's an introduction of some unknown therapeutics that hopefully come down the pike. But what does that leave us? If we can't be proactive, it leaves us reactive, which means we have to get our head in the right space. We have to very clearly understand the arena that we're in. Now, I said before, if I teach you how to play cricket, I give you all the right tools and all the right attitude, and I'll send you out on a soccer field. Doesn't matter about your attitude, doesn't matter about your skill level, you're going to have a bad game. So the first thing we have to do is we have to remember and acknowledge the arena that we're in. We're in a war, we're in World War III. We know that. But as we look around, it's not a conventional war. It's unconventional, which means it's very easy for the normalcy bias, which we all can suffer from, to slip back out of that understanding. We slip back onto the cricket field when we should be playing soccer. So what I want to say to you today is keep your head in the right place. Regardless of the fact that we have an unconventional war on our streets, we've got to remember that we are at war, and we've got to be ready to react once Thelma and Louise come crashing down. So what can you do to prepare for that reaction? How can you be reactive in your community? That's where the power is going to be for us, because those people are going to come to us needing help. They're going to be looking at us in wonder and in fear, but it's our ability to remain calm, cool-headed, and to provide that support. My final little words for you today, and this is something that I found very, very comforting. 3 words for you. Don't be overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed, whether you realise it or not, is actually a decision that we individually make. You may think that being overwhelmed is something that you can't control, but that's only if you don't have your head in the right place. If you understand the arena that we're in, and you start to see the trauma that will come upon us, then you'll recognise it for what it is, and you'll be reactive. But if your head's in the wrong place, if you're trying to play cricket on that soccer field, you're going to be overwhelmed. So don't be overwhelmed. That's a decision. Be soft is another way to say it. That doesn't mean be a doormat. But for me, be soft means if I'm going to go to the beach and take 50 waves before I get out, if I take each wave staunch and hard on the chest, by the third or fourth dumper, I'm out of there. I'm done. But if I choose how to take each wave, each challenge that comes at me, and I do it in a smart way, and I look at this wave, I go under it, I go over the next one, sideways through the next one, I pick the ride that I want to take, and I'm soft for the things that I don't want to deal with, or that I know I don't have the power to deal with. And I choose where I put my energy. That's where be soft and don't be overwhelmed can actually empower you. You only have power in a very small area at the moment. And that is where you choose to respond and how you respond. So you are the master of where you put your energy. Don't be overwhelmed. Be soft. And as I've said many times, if you don't have a faith yet, I encourage you to seek that faith. God bless you. God bless the nation.
I'm going to be honest with you, I actually didn't think I was going to be an MC today, but look, we just want to get this thing rolling. I know there's a few people that want to speak. During the week, there was a campaign outside many hospitals all over the country where nurses, healthcare workers, aged care workers were basically standing outside the hospital saying, hey, we can work. There is a shortage of healthcare workers, but we can work, but you're not allowing us to work. And one man that has been there outside some of the hospitals is a man by the name of Adam Zahara. I think I pronounced that correctly. I'll get him to come forward. Guys, put your hands together. He's actually a candidate for One Nation in Campbelltown. What are we here for? Absolutely. Freedom's been taken away from us in many different forms. Through the mandates. One way was through the mandates. And we have definitely been standing against the mandates. We are pushing for a royal commission to make sure that the mandates are investigated. I was outside of St. Vincent Hospital the other day, and I stood with a proud group of people, a proud group of nurses. I know Lindsay's here, and I know there's a few other people here that I did see at the hospital down there. So it's really important that we have an issue, and it's not really a health crisis, okay? It's a people crisis, and it's a political crisis. Yeah. The people in politics are sacking people who can work, who are Australian, who have learned in the universities, who are registered with APRA, who can do the work. They could start tomorrow. That would help the issues straight away. Okay, that could go towards easing the issues and helping the health system that affects you and I, because there are so many people, 70% of people hit ED and they walk out without getting treatment. Who wants to sit there in pain for 7 hours without even being seen, right? We can help that, we can prevent that from happening now. Okay, we can get the nurses, we can get the aged care workers, we can get everyone back into the hospitals. Okay? There is so, have a look around at everybody here. Have a look at your neighbour, have a look at everyone next to us. Look at this, everyone from different races, different colours, different credos, and they're trying to divide us. They're trying to divide us by colour. They're trying to divide us by race, and they're trying to divide us by vaccination status. Okay? Isn't it not treason for a government to divide us? Are they not meant to put us together, promise us safety, promise us help? That's what we pay them for. Okay? We need a royal commission. One Nation is standing to make the royal commission happen, and we've been the loudest advocate in Parliament, in state Parliament, okay, to have the vaccine mandates ended. Okay? I want you all to be proud of yourself. I'm glad you are all here, and we need to keep this happening. We don't want to lose momentum because we've got, I don't know, 300 people, 200 people here today. 1,000 next time. Thank you. All right, thank you, Adam. Okay, guys, someone that has been to every single rally. He was at the first rally, the first politician to do so. He needs no introduction. Mr. Craig Kelly, once again, he's here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. And thank you to everyone here for coming today to maintain the fight. Because we have to maintain this fight. Those totalitarians that run the state parliament here in New South Wales and run the federal parliament down there in Canberra, they've still got their finger on the pause button. They're going to come back just as hard or harder than they were last year.
Yeah.
What we went through over the last 2 years has just been a trial run of what these people have planned. We saw only last week, a few days ago, the G20 conference there in Bali. And who was running the show? Klaus Schwab. What country Klaus was representing. That's right. They have already, at that conference, put out a leaders' declaration that has called for the implementation of vaccine passports run by the World Health Organization. That was signed by none other than Anthony Albanese as the Prime Minister. And we shouldn't forget about my previous friends in the Liberal Party. Look what they have done up in Queensland. Queensland has introduced and legislated medical fascism, and both the Labor and Liberal Party voted for it. Shame on them all. Shame. So we have to maintain the fight. I know it's hard. We are up against a population that is brainwashed and hypnotised. So the government is not going to change the hill as they want. The Liberal and Labor parties are lost. They are not going to come and save us. Our court system is not going to come and save us. The only thing we have left is the people standing here. It's up to all of you to keep talking. Spreading the message, and it's one by one. Relatively plans. There is no magic bullet. There is no magic solutions. We've just got to keep putting the evidence up. The evidence, the facts, and the data all on our side. And the other thing we must do, there must be no amnesty for the COVID criminals. For those who've abused human rights, abused coercion, to force people to undergo a lengthy intervention, there should be no amnesty for those people. For those who have and Atagi that continue to tell a lie, and put the interests of Big Pharma ahead of the citizens of this nation. There should be no amnesty. So we're going to keep fighting. It is our historical duty as Australians to maintain the rage, to keep speaking out and to protect freedom. So as I said, no one else will do it. We are the last line of defence and we are not going to let them through. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Another guy that needs no introduction. Someone that has generously come along and donated the barbecue and the, I think it's over 100 beds, the backpack beds for the homeless. And we spent 5 weeks in China for me. Right, Sydney, let's make some noise. Excellent start to
today's day, we saw the police trying to block the people's power. Now, you guys all saw that. We had trailers pull up. Listen, if you interrupt me again, right? Last chance, thank you. Anyway, the trailers pulled up, the police didn't want us to unload them. Now everyone here walked down there, and the inspectors, the chief inspectors, they gave up. They gave up because they saw the power of the people. So big round of applause and a cheer, well done. Let's start with calling out, unfortunately, you know, most of us are Christians, but this establishment behind me, there's a bloke here, Sandy Grant, his name is, and he's the dean. Now he opposed today's activities, today's event for handing out beds to the homeless, for having a free barbecue, and it's because of Sandy Grant that the police are here enforcing his will. So big boo for Sandy Grant. When there's a will, there's a way. So the police said no barbecue on this land, no barbecue in the square, you can't have a gas bottle, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now we've got thousands of snags and barbecues going just in front, right on the steps of St. Andrew's Cathedral. And the police threatened us. The police threatened us. They said, you can't do this, you can't do that. We held the line, thanks to all of you here. And what we did is, we set up the barbecues inside the trailer. So technically, it's not on council land, it's not on St. Andrew's Cathedral land, and it's exactly right. I'm so serious, man, there's a technicality, so big cheer. So at the end of this rally, I invite everybody to come round to the front of St. Andrew's Cathedral and to have a sausage sizzle, and there's some refreshments there. It's all in the house, and today we're doing this to help the homeless, because if you walk around the city, on every single street corner almost, there are homeless people. Now, we know that this is unusual, right? We know that this is a direct result of Brad Hazzard, of David Elliott, of Gladys Berejiklian, of Scarlett, of Albo. We know that there are so many families out there doing it tough. And we know the government, if we don't keep them on notice, if we don't keep them in check, if we don't come and rock up to these rallies, if we don't come here, and we don't push back and show resistance, and we show them that we are mobilising. And if we need to, if they dare lock us down again, we'll be there in a flash. And today there will be thousands. This is what you call, guys. This is passive resistance. And the only reason why lockdowns did come away, the only reason why we got our freedoms back, it's because of people like you. It's because of the mums and dads. Now, those people that sat at home watching Gladys's press conferences, alone on their couch, wearing masks, alone in their houses, alone in their cars, wearing masks, driving around, listening to Ray Hadley on 2GB. They actually owe a debt of gratitude to people like you, to freedom fighters who are here today, and big cheer for all of you. Right now, let's go, let's hear it. We've had ups and downs, we've had wins everywhere, we've had the government trying every trick in the book against us. But I think we've come out on top and we've prevailed. And just like today, we showed the police that the power of the people is not to be underestimated. We're the ones that hold the power. We're the ones who have the numbers. We're the ones who pay their wages. The police work for us. The politicians work for us. Brad Hazzard works for us. And he's only resigning because he knows he's too proud to lose at the next election. He's too proud. He's resigning like a coward, just like David Elliott the cow. So I want to say thank you to everybody. And here's another topic, guys, on the issue of Medibank. Let's just talk about this for a second. Medibank Public, formerly known as Medibank Private, is an organisation which lost 10 million people's names, private health data. 10 million. Now, I went to jail this year for 4 months. They asked for a 2-year sentence. We won the appeal. We got it after 4 months for naming one person, for dropping one name of one alleged pedophile. One name. Now, what's the penalty for Medibank when they dropped 10 million names? They'll get away with it. And you know what? We don't support hacking or extortion. But here's my message for the hackers. If you want to be the modern day Robin Hoods, leave the ordinary Australians out of it Don't go after the mums and dads. If you're going to go after somebody, who should they expose? Who? Who should the hackers expose? Did I hear you say politicians? Well, there's a covert message for the hackers. Now that's their road to success. I mean, it's a bad thing, it's terrible. But if they're going to be in that business, leave the mums and dads out of it. There are plenty of people in this government that need exposing. For example, I can almost guarantee you that if we were to look at the health records of people like Brad Hazard, I wouldn't be surprised if the bloke's never been jabbed. I wouldn't be surprised. And you're like, prove me wrong. Let's see, let's have a look. Let's have a look at their health records. But again, so I don't go to jail at the end of this speech. As a disclaimer, we do not support illegal activities or hacking. But there's the message. Just be the modern day. Alright guys, look, I'll hand it over to the next speaker. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone here today, and thank you for that great demonstration of power of the people. That was excellent. Friends, one of the Aboriginal elders, Indigenous community. Big shout out to him and Auntie Glenda. Auntie Glenda will also get guest speakers. We've got John Bennett from the LDP party as well. I have a few words from them. So guys, I'll hand it over. And remember, after we finish, don't disperse. Come around to the front of St Andrew's Cathedral, and there'll be a barbecue and refreshments waiting for everyone to enjoy the afternoon. Because look, you've all deserved it. We've been doing this every time, coming here every rally, and today we can just have a nice afternoon. It's probably the first rally where it's not raining. Have you noticed? Every single time we have a rally, it rains, torrential rain. So here we go, let's enjoy the sunshine. Thank you to everyone here who came out to support the day. I'll give it to the next speaker. Thank you.
Truth, even if your voice shakes. I've been taking a lot of slings and arrows, but all that does is give me more courage and strength to hit them back with kindness. So that's what they're trying to trap us into, bringing us down. But if you keep sending the love and spreading the love and, be kind, they can't bring us down. So, for me personally, it's been an absolute honour standing here for, in front of everybody for the last 3 years. It's been a really personal journey for me. I've spoken many times about my experiences, and there's a lot of other bad experience that I could talk about, but all I want to say is that these politicians don't represent us. They're criminals. They're policy practitioners. Or lip service. This is a systemic system that they designed to protect themselves. So they reap all the rewards and the money. They take our wealth, our health, and our freedom. So I'm all about coming together as one. It's the only way forward. There's still a lot to go. How can we come together, as all Australians? It's time. We've been doing it now for 3 years, every day. I want to put a shout out to Ruby West up north on the Governor General's doorsteps every day. Thank you, Ruby West. I want to put a shout out to Phil and Daniel Vincent and the crew in Canberra. They got put into a situation last week and they've been hammered. But I'm so proud of them. They're my friends. They're the warriors. They're standing there every day fighting. They don't deserve to be called all these awful names. I've been called a black cooker. I've been called a white supremacist. I've been called many things, but all it does is give me more power to come in and stand because we are the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Glenda. All right, ladies and gentlemen, also someone that has been with us From the very beginning at every single rally, Uncle Bruce Shillingsworth. Yama. Can everyone say Yama? Yama means welcome. I want to acknowledge the land on which we stand on today. I want to acknowledge my elders, both past, present, and emerging, for they are the memories, the tradition, the culture, and the hopes for the original people of this continent. We must always remember that under this concrete and stone, this is and always will be the original people's land. I want to acknowledge the 300+ nations across this big continent of ours that lived and sustained the environment for thousands and thousands of years. We are now here because we were predestined to be here. You are here because you are meant to be here. I want to also acknowledge my brothers and sisters that come from across the sea that now lives in Australia. I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. We live in the great Eora Nation, the Gadigal people of the east centre of the Eora Nation that extends to the Hawkesbury, goes west to the Nepean and down to the Royal National Park. What a wonderful country we live in. Now you're all nodding your heads or you're going quiet. Well, what have happened over the last 233 years? Shame! Like I said, we're now on a journey. We're all on a journey. It's time to bring all the nation, tribes and tongues together. We will reach our destination. We have a destination. Let us stand in the truth. Let us stand in peace. Let us stand in harmony and love that sustains us all. My people have been here for 80,000 years. Let us now live on to another 80,000 plus years. But what do we need to do? What do we need to do? If we need to keep fighting, we need to get our freedom back. There is no freedom if we don't take on the corporates, the greeds, the government, and the fictitious world, and the world leaders that are controlling us. There is power in the people. We have the power. The power stands here with us. We have the answer. The answer's here. Let us unite in solidarity. Let us bring together all flags. Let us bring together all nations. You know, people, there is no plan B. There's nowhere else we can go. We only live on one planet. So what do we need to do? We need to look after the one we're living in now. That's mean coming together. We need to start protecting Mother Earth. Mother Earth has sustained us. Mother Earth is where we get our food. It is the trees where we get our oxygen. So why are we cutting down our trees? Why are we destroying our lands? Wake up! We need to wake up the world because it's about all our survival. It's about survival of all of us. Why are you all so quiet? We need to stop the discrimination. We need to stop the racism. We need to stop the oppression. And we need to stop slavery because they've got us slavery. But now we'll say no more. No more. We will stand. We will stand together and we will take on this evil force, the evil regime that has taken over the world. We will say no. We will stand because I know there's answers in the grassroots. We are grassroots. I have no faith in your politicians and your leaders and world leaders. Why? Because look what they've done to my country in the last 233 years. Look at
they've done to you. They've divided us. We will no longer be divided. There is power in the people. We will come together as a united front. We may be a small group, but let us start in our community and our families. Let us build a community. Let us build a world that is much safer, that is much peaceful for our future generation. Our children is the one that they've been targeted now. Our children is the one they've taken from our people for the last 230 years. Now it's happening to all people. Now, but the spirit of this land is now starting to move. The spirit of the land is not only touching the hearts of the indigenous people, the spirit of the land is now touching the non-indigenous people. Because I feel it and you feel it. People are now going to rise up. Rise up. Pull down the evil system and the structure that they have created. Let's pull it down. Let us build the space. Let us build an Australia that we all can live freely and live in freedom and harmony and peace. Thank you.
A couple more speakers, but I think, like Uncle Bruce said, we're getting a little bit quiet. And in Sydney, with our rallies, we do have a reputation to uphold as being the loudest. So why don't we get a few going on? What's one of the ones that came up last year, which I think was everyone's favourite? It was 3 words. I know we don't have an election coming up until next year, but our friends in Victoria, by God, they don't need all the help they can get. And they got one message for Danny Andrews, and it's 3 words. Sack them all! 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 Sack them all!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney! Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
Wake up, Sydney!
And always remember, question everything. Question everything. Always. Thank you.
It brings me tremendous joy to stand here in the beautiful sunshine with all of you wonderful warriors to fight for our freedom! Everybody here knows the government is the enemy of the people. They want to inject us with cow viruses, chicken viruses, monkey viruses, pig viruses. They want to inject us with graphene oxide and who knows what else. But we will not be injected. We will not be infected. We will not be manipulated. We will not be indoctrinated. We will not be destroyed by these duplicitous, diabolical demons. Our solution is not a political solution. The entire system is rotten to the core. We have the power. We have the power to enlighten our community. We have the power to grow our own food. We have the power to take the children out of the government indoctrination centres. We have the power to heal ourselves. We have the power to win. Can you hear me? midgets in the mainstream media who are pumping out putrid propaganda 24/7, but we will not be deceived. We stand here in the truth. We stand here with the power of love in our hearts. We stand here with the recognition that we can do it. We can do the right thing by the children. We can do the right thing by the next generation. We are the heroes. That's why we came here today, to save the world from evil. Because it doesn't matter if you're in a prison or in a palace. We control our thoughts. We control our emotions. And we have the responsibility, we have the stoic responsibility to control our thoughts and to control our emotions and to control our behavior and to be positive role models. We got to teach the youth the truth. We got to be healthy. We got to be strong. We got to read. We got to love one another. I stand here and I rebuke the forces of evil. The entire world government system, from Australia to America, from Canada to Kathmandu, from Melbourne to Montreal. The people are standing united against the world government satanic slavery system. We're not going to let them destroy us. We will be victorious. The government are poisoning us every day, spraying us with aluminium, barium, strontium through the chemtrails every day. Even your average Joe has woken up to this. Even your average Joe has woken up to the fact that COVID is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on humanity. COVID is a scam. 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 I remember being arrested multiple times, locked up overnight under house arrest for 3 months for marching through Westfield, Parramatta 2 years ago with my warriors shouting, COVID is a scam. We will not wear these masks. How about this one? You guys remember? You can stick your poison vaccine up your ass. You can stick your poison vaccine up your ass. You can stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine up your ass. 2 years later, and we're not backing down. Not 1 inch, not 1 millimeter. We're toppling down. We are standing firm. We are holding the line. And we are destroying these disgusting, depraved dipsticks. We are pulverizing these putrid pedophiles. Our entire world is a fraud. We're living in a matrix slavery system where doctors destroy health, where teachers destroy education, where police destroy human rights. We see through the lies. Just like Neo in the movie. Let me tell you, you are the one. You are the one. You are the one. It's up to you. The children are counting on us. Those that haven't been born yet are counting on us. Because we know the World Economic Forum, the New World Order, the United Nations, they have an agenda to completely enslave humanity, tracking and tracing and tabulating every movement, every action, everything that we do, limiting the human experience, try to put us in a box, try to put us in a cage, but we will not be caged, we will not be controlled. We stand here today as free men and free women, and we have the power! I'm out of here. I'm off to Maroubra to enjoy the sunshine and a beach party. I'm going to be playing the tunes until sunset, if you guys want to come through. Because we've got to remain positive. The enemy's trying to break us down, but they can't take the smiles off our faces. We continue to perpetuate positivity because everybody knows that good vibes save lives.
Let's hear it for Smoking Joe, eh? The leader of the Liberal Democrats, who's also attended all our rallies from the very beginning, John Ruddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, during the COVID psychodrama, we were let down by a lot of important institutions. The police let us down, the courts let us down, the political class let us down, and big business let us down. But I'll tell you who was the most to blame. The corporate media. They were the ones that cheered it on. Now the media was meant to be testing authority, but they were cheering it all on. And out of all the world's media, the media outlet that was so fanatical about COVID was the Atlantic magazine in America. They were getting the police out there and knocking on our doors, and they were just going crazy about it. Now, you know, a month ago, the Atlantic magazine had an article which said, COVID amnesty. We need to forgive and forget. We need to sweep it under the carpet. And they said, this is their conclusion, they said, well, we didn't know. Yes, we got it all wrong, but we didn't know. Well, if they didn't know, why did they do everything that they did? Lock us down, smash up small business, put us into $1 billion worth of debt, or $1 trillion worth of debt in this country, and force the vaccine on us, the experimental injection, which at best does nothing good. Now, I think there is a very open question about is it doing harm. So I think what we need to do is we need COVID justice, not COVID amnesty. We need to set the record straight so it doesn't happen again. I know we're all looking forward to the barbecue. I want to end on a little bit of a positive note. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese this week and his immigration minister, they said that the world's greatest sportsman can come to the Australian Open next year. I don't care who he's playing. I'm going for Novak in the tennis this year. Something nice about Mr. Albanese. Look, he's the new Prime Minister. We should give him a bit of a go. There's not much change between him and ScoMo. But look, okay, I'll tell you something. That's my very last point. About a month after Prime Minister Albanese was elected, he said, of course we're going to have a Royal Commission into COVID. Okay, now that was about 5 months ago. Where is it? They've gone quiet on this Royal Commission. So I know a lot of you are on social media. I believe we can start a hashtag. COVID Royal Commission now. Thank you very much.
Guys, I'm just going to wrap it up. Now, I get a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people have told you, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of this? Aren't you tired of showing up? Haven't you had enough? Why bother? Ladies and gentlemen, in any great fight, in any competition, in any sporting event, the team that doesn't get tired The athlete that doesn't get tired, the individual that doesn't get tired, that has the most stamina, that has the most resistance, that keeps showing up, that doesn't give up, that is the one that wins. That is you. That is not 10,000 people here. That is not 1,000 people. That is not 100. That is not 10 people. That is one person. That is you. When you get out of bed every morning, your feet hit the floor and you get up, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, today's not the day when I get tired. Today's not the day when I give up. Because that is what the government, the media, and every other psychopath is relying on. That you get tired. That you give up. That you've had enough. That you can't be bothered anymore. So next time, your friend, your wife, your husband, your partner, whoever, your enemy, they say, aren't you tired? You say, I'm just getting started. Yes. You feel tired. I'll tell you what, the last 3 years, I have felt like giving up so many times. So many times, I swear to you. And I'm sure you all have. But when I wake up, I say, not this day. Today is not the day I'll give up. Maybe tomorrow, maybe yesterday I felt like giving up, but not today. And that is what you must say to yourself. That is what you need to do. You need to dig deep. Now again, all week I heard people say, oh, you're not going to get many at the rally. What's the point? It's over. Freedom movement dead, blah, blah, blah. And people go away today and say, how many did you have? 100, 500, 1,000, whatever. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because you're here, because you woke up this morning and you said, freedom doesn't get tired. Freedom doesn't give up. And yes, people will hear me and say, what are you complaining about? You've got your freedoms. You can go out. No, they took away our freedom of choice. They took away many, many freedoms from us. And now, I want you to think, and I want you to say to yourself, when you walk out today, when you're enjoying Christmas, look back, sit back and watch everyone enjoy themselves and say to yourselves, it is because I stood up for freedoms that these people can celebrate Christmas. It's not because you went and got triple shots, 4 shots, whatever they're up to. It's not because you wore a mask, you checked in everywhere, you stayed within your 5-kilometre zone, you obeyed the curfew. No. Those people that did that will think they have their freedoms because they complied. No, they have their freedoms today because you did not comply. You showed up to even if you couldn't, you still showed up in many other ways. And that is what you take away from every single event, every campaign, every rally. You take that away. And when you feel like giving up, you think about the person you stood next to today. Well, that person showed up. That person's not going to give up, so I can't. And mark my word, that's what they're relying on. Now, we're going to go into Christmas. We're going to go into the New Year. We're going to go into Australia, Boxing Day, Australia Day, whatever. And everything's going to seem like it's gone back to normal. But just keep paying attention. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to reconnect with your family and friends. I want you to unite. I don't want you living in fear. You have nothing to fear. Please, that is one thing I do want to say. Don't live in fear. Don't spruik fear. We're aware, yes, we're awake. We know what's out there. But there's nothing to fear. Look around you. On a glorious sunny day on Saturday, close to Christmas, you can be at the beach or Christmas shopping. Look where you are. That is why I never fear. Because I know when the time comes, and the time will come again, the people of Sydney, the people of New South Wales, the people of Australia will rise. They will not comply. There will be peaceful disobedience. And mark my word, there will be boots on the ground again. If this show, this agenda that they try and roll out, whatever it may look like, they'll just change the actors. We will be there. We will be the front line. We will hold the line, and then we will reclaim the line. halftime speech. Pick up your shields, pick up your swords. Your shield is your heart. Your shield, your heart, your sword is your mind, your knowledge. And I say, pick it up and don't give these psychopaths another inch. Enjoy the barbecue. Thank you. That's for sure. There will never be another lockdown on our watch. Guys, if you walk around to the front, just walk around. There is a barbecue happening. There's sausages, bread rolls, courtesy of the Aussie Cossack. We'll make sure that these, I think there's 100, there's special backpack beds that will go. They'll be delivered to a homeless organisation. And it is all because of you. Thank you very much. Let's be all with the community.